In time of adversity, when all feels lost, the one thing we can always count on is the support of the families and friends. So it saddens me that in time of need we as a society would rather take our vacations and make a memory as more important than securing a life. I get it, you've spent hundreds and thousands of dollars to get out to the islands and relax. Probably itching to stick your feet into the sand and gaze upon its beauty, but I'm asking on behalf of the natives of Maui, don't come unless you plan on passing out supplies, rebuilding homes, planting trees, locating the lost and missing. Paradise to you is a memory, but for the residents of Hawaii it's a way of life, it's their home. This very moment many are displaced, staying in shelters and trying to plan what comes next. Each has a story to tell, and some are doing just that. Understand, as an outsider looking in, we only see and experience what is shown to us. Naturally, this does not mean we are helpless, we can still make a difference. There are internal support groups such as the Hawaii Community Foundation and Maui Fire's People Locator. Going forward, all future episodes will include call to action before the episode or chapter plays. Creators and podcasters join me in getting aid to those in need to hawaiicommunityfoundation.org/Maui-strong. For your convenience, links to support Maui are in the description of this podcast. Always remember, ohana means family, and family means nobody is left behind or forgotten. Lilo and Stitch.
Now with ability to create by mere thoughts out of concern, Maple thought it would help to ease the mind by going somewhere to listen to some music. Which ironically just happened to be holding a concert event in our local center, and I wouldn't nor couldn't believe it, but there he was, the legend himself, Jay Kane.
Perhaps this could help ease your mind, Tipper. In just a few moments, you find peace within. Tipper stared at me almost like he was analyzing my thoughts. No, don't think like that, he's just under pressure, so I said.
What? I'm just looking around, sis, no need to get worried.
Something deep down inside is screaming out, stay alert, Maple. It just seems Tipper is very off in his words and actions. Man, I hope that I'm just over-analyzing this whole thing.
I heard this will be a strong memory to remember for years to come.
I think we're starting.
Good evening, Paradise Falls. It is our pleasure to bring you tonight the one and only Jay Kane.
Haven't caught this feeling in a while. Love the way you come and put it down, down, down. Wanna hold your heart just like my child. Show you that my love for you is now, now, now. Broken promises about the door. Your heart will never see a flaw no more. Picking up the pieces that you left, I don't want you running out of breath no more. Tapping all the levels that you know. Warming up your heart, I got a call. Suicide, your past and leave a note. Nothing but the truth, I'm under oath. Felt a little jaded, glad we spoke. I was losing pages full of notes. Tell me you believe in me. Tell me you believe in me again. I see what you see in me. Oh, tell me you believe build, no one can build with me. All the things we see, no one can see with me. All the things we dream, no one can dream with me. All the things we build, no one can build with me. All the things we see, no one can see with me. All the things we dream, no one can dream with me. Yeah, no one can dream with me. Yeah, believe in me. Believe in me again. Believe in me. Believe in me again. Tell me you believe in me. Oh.
And every one of my fans, you are the heartbeat of the music that drives me daily, so it's only fitting we now sing I Can Be Safe Now. So put your hands together and join me now.
And so I say I see vastness of the liminal lands wide as the eyes can see, joined by the sounds of J. Kane among the trees.
No, Tipper, no.
Due to unforeseen circumstances, this concert is hereby stopped. Please head to the exits right now. On behalf of J. Kane, we apologize and thank you for your cooperation.
What's going on?
I can't tell if you are being serious or mischievous. OMG, Tipper, where's Jay?
In an instant, Jay finds himself stumbling what can only appear to be a dark forest, being slightly disorientated from the flicker of lights and beam that ripped him from the stage. He tries to the best of his abilities to ascertain his whereabouts by looking for direction from his crew, but Atlas nobody he knows is indeed anywhere, and for whatever the reason his cell phone says, no service available, and GPS unavailable.
This just doesn't make any sense. How did I go from singing and thanking my audience, to this? Whatever this is that it is not. No, I know what this is not, and that is obviously without a doubt in my mind of the great unknown. I am so far beyond the comfort of my elements I don't feel or see anything of comfort. If anything, I feel as if something is near, something is out of place. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Bro, something is hunting me. See, I knew it. I'm not just lost in the middle of nowhere, but now it's like I'm being hunted, so the vibe goes. But what? What is this sickening feeling deep down inside that I can't seem to shake off? Fine, I will just take this one step beyond the trees over this way.
As Jay heads further into the darkness, there appears to be an opening pushing past the branches. Can now see a faint light. Could this be maybe a road?
Well, that did not help. So this is what despair magnifies creeping over, as I peered into the vastness of this land. I felt my soul shudder. I'm not going to even try to hide it. This was intense that I could not comprehend, my eyes seeing and hearing. So many times I wanted to just wake up and I couldn't. For an undesired amount of time just taking it in. You know that feeling you get when you feel like you missed a meal, that uneasy nauseating feeling right before you're ready to like near pass out. Yeah, it was like that. Just gnawing at you. I don't think my mind wanted to witness anymore.
Jay takes a deep breath.
I see no reason to go out there. What if it awaits me? What if this is how it traps you, and now doing so I'm letting my guard down and just venture out right into an ambush? Absolutely not.
Said Jay.
I'm no fool, and I'm certainly nobody's food. I'm not down with that. No, just hell no. Man, I'm hating this overwhelming pulling on my soul. I don't know, just rejected my brain like screaming at me, yo bro, get me the hell out of here. I swear this is how it is feel looking into a headlight before a head-on collision. Time just stands still into that abyss of them. Damn, dead. You know, part of me for a mere moment wanted so badly to just run, but I can't explain it. Something in me said don't.
Jay just continued arguing with himself, as a way of maintaining composure.
What would you be willing to do to survive in a hostile new reality? What would you be willing to destroy to find your missing family? And what would you be willing to sacrifice to escape the liminal lands?
Ooh, no way, it worked. Jay, first huge fan, and second Sue, very sorry. So you know, I'm working on getting you home. If I understood correctly, you are stranded in the liminal lands, and now that I know how to locate you, I promise I'll find a way to bring you home.
Wait, You can see me. Whoever you are, I'll double it, hell I'll triple it, just send me home. I have not eaten since. Oh, I don't remember how long since. All I know, I think I missed a meal or two. I don't think you understand. I get to see the sun. There is still a sun, is there not?
I don't think you understand. Hell, I don't even understand. This is all new to me too. As best as I can tell, you're part of something big and it's named Glitchcraft. Uh-oh. She knows I am here. Yipes, I can't stay. She will sever my link.
No. Don't leave me.
I am so very sorry, Jay. The best I can do is blend you. Forgive me. Jay, today, land to sand, I grant thee the ability mend bend to blend unto the liminal lands.
Mend bend to blend? What's that mean? I had to ask. I mean, growl.
Welcome to episode 1 of the Liminal Lands Prologue, or a journey of 1,000 miles. I honestly don't know why I'm recording this.
That makes 2 of us. Unfair, you get a tape recorder. I don't even have surveys, but you're out here acting nonchalant. Oops, raw.
I've never kept a journal or anything like that before.
You see that? I'd never as code for well, not normally, but this time I will.
Not even when I went through one of those.
Really awkward goody teenage officers. No, you didn't. Bro, you did not just go there.
I guess I'm just doing this to help collect and organize my thoughts.
Well, that settles it. I'm going to die out here, but hey, at least it's organized in a nice, how-to guide how all went down. Bro, don't take this the wrong way, but we speeding this up. Man to plan expel a word, skim a dim and fast forward.
It didn't take to the fall any better than I did.
This isn't so bad, outside the fact you were beaten up by a mysterious force and left out here. Though I still don't understand my part in this scheme of things.
Useless as anything else. Either the sun's moving differently now.
See, I knew it. I wasn't crazy, this place is whacked. Sun gone drunk.
And I don't know if that's what woke me up. Or if it was something else. Or if it was something else.
It's a bunny.
Whatever it was.
Seriously, bro, I said bunny.
I jumped away.
Damn man, it's just a bunny. Oh, I can't. Dude, I can't, it's not you, it's me. I can't go like this. I'm out. Phew. That was so weird. Oh dear lord, now I'm in a store. No, not okay.
I'll be with you in just a moment.
Hi. Ain't nobody here. Who else you working with?
Oh, hey there, I know long journey, but I'll do my best to help you navigate the great unknown. Burrito.
I miss the forest. No, I don't. Sorry, dude. I refuse to intrude. Light tonight, make it right, return, I must graze upon the lands.
I've got to get my gate fixed. When you arrive you stay, you don't 360 and exit. Once was spooky, but twice is just wrong.
During the night of the 5th of December, the train ran southeasterly for about 50 miles, then rose an equal distance in a northeasterly direction, towards the Great Salt Lake. Passepartout, about 9 o'clock, went out upon the platform to take the air. The weather was cold, the heavens grey, but it was not snowing. The sun's disk, enlarged by the mist, seemed an enormous ring of gold, and Passepartout was amusing himself by calculating its value in pounds sterling, when he was diverted from this interesting study by a strange-looking personage who made his appearance on the platform. This personage, who had taken the train at Elko, was tall and dark, with black moustache, black stockings, a black silk hat, a black waistcoat, black trousers, a white cravat, and dogskin gloves. He might have been taken for a clergyman. He went from one end of the train to the other, and affixed to the door of each car a notice written in manuscript. Passepartout approached and read one of these notices, which stated that Elder William Hitch, Mormon missionary, taking advantage of his presence on train number 48, would deliver a lecture on Mormonism in car number 117, from 11 to 12 o'clock, and that he invited all who were desirous of being instructed concerning the mysteries of the religion of the Latter-day Saints to attend.
Or go,
said Passepartout to himself. He knew nothing of Mormonism except the custom of polygamy, which is its foundation. The news quickly spread through the train, which contained about 100 passengers, 30 of whom, at most, attracted by the notice, ensconced themselves in car No. 117. Passepartout took one of the front seats. Neither Mr. Fogg nor Fix cared to attend. At the appointed hour Elder William Hitch rose, and, in an irritated voice, as if he had already been contradicted, said,
I tell you that Joe Smith is a martyr, that his brother Hiram is a martyr, and that the persecutions of the United States government against the prophets will also make a martyr of Brigham Young. Who dares to say the contrary?
No one ventured to gainsay the missionary, whose excited tone contrasted curiously with his naturally calm visage. No doubt his anger arose from the hardships to which the Mormons were actually subjected. The government had just succeeded, with some difficulty, in reducing these independent fanatics to its rule. It had made itself master of Utah, and subjected the territory to the laws of the Union, after imprisoning Brigham Young on a charge of rebellion and polygamy. The disciples of the prophet had since redoubled their efforts, and resisted, by words at least, the authority of Congress. Elder Hitch, as is seen, was trying to make proselytes on the very railway trains. Then, emphasizing his words with his loud voice and frequent gestures, he related the history of the Mormons from biblical times.
How that, in Israel, a Mormon prophet of the tribe of Joseph published the annals of the new religion, and bequeathed them to his son Mormon. How, many centuries later, a translation of this precious book, which was written in Egyptian, was made by Joseph Smith, Jr., a Vermont farmer, who revealed himself as a mystical prophet in 1825, and how, in short, the celestial messenger appeared to him in an illuminated forest, and gave him the annals of the Lord.
Several of the audience, not being much interested in the missionary's narrative, here left the car, but Elder Hitch, continuing his lecture, related how Smith, Jr., with his father, 2 brothers, and a few disciples, founded the Church of the Latter-day Saints, which, adopted not only in America, but in England, Norway and Sweden, and Germany, counts many artisans, as well as men engaged in the liberal professions, among its members. How a colony was established in Ohio, a temple erected there at a cost of $200,000, and a town built at Kirkland. How Smith became an enterprising banker and received from a simple mummy showman a papyrus scroll written by Abraham and several famous Egyptians. The elder's story became somewhat wearisome, and his audience grew gradually less, until it was reduced to 20 passengers. But this did not disconcert the enthusiast, who proceeded with the story of Joseph Smith's bankruptcy in 1837, and how his ruined creditors gave him a coat of tar and feathers. His reappearance some years afterwards, more honorable and honored than ever, at Independence, Missouri, the chief of a flourishing colony of 3,000 disciples, and his pursuit thence by outraged Gentiles, and retirement into the far west. 10 hearers only were now left, among them honest Passepartout, who was listening with all his ears. Thus he learned that, after long persecutions, Smith reappeared in Illinois, and in 1839 founded a community at Nauvoo, on the Mississippi, numbering 25,000 souls, of which he became mayor, chief justice, and general-in-chief, that he announced himself, in 1843, as a candidate for the presidency of the United States, and that finally, being drawn into ambuscade at Carthage, he was thrown into prison and assassinated by a band of men disguised in masks. Passepartout was now the only person left in the car, and the elder, looking him full in the face, reminded him that, 2 years after the assassination of Joseph Smith, the inspired prophet, Brigham Young, his successor, left Nauvoo for the banks of the Great Salt Lake, where, in the midst of that fertile region, directly on the route of the emigrants who crossed Utah on their way to California, the new colony, thanks to the polygamy practiced by the Mormons, had flourished beyond expectations.
And this,
added Elder William Hitch,
this is why the jealousy of Congress has been aroused against us. Why have the soldiers of the Union invaded the soil of Utah? Why has Brigham Young, our chief, been imprisoned, in contempt of all justice? Shall we yield to force? Never. driven from Vermont, driven from Illinois, driven from Ohio, driven from Missouri, driven from Utah, we shall yet find some independent territory on which to plant our tents. And you, my brother,
continued the elder, fixing his angry eyes upon his single auditor,
will you not plant yours there, too, under the shadow of our flag?
No,
replied Passepartout courageously, in his turn retiring from the car, and leaving the elder to preach to vacancy. During the lecture the train had been making good progress, and towards 12:30 it reached the northwest border of the Great Salt Lake. Thence the passengers could observe the vast extent of this interior sea, which is also called the Dead Sea, and into which flows an American Jordan. It is a picturesque expanse, framed in lofty crags in large strata, encrusted with white salt, a superb sheet of water, which was formerly of larger extent than now, its shores having encroached with the lapse of time, and thus at once reduced its breadth and increased its depth. The Salt Lake, 70 miles long and 35 wide, is situated 3 miles 800 feet above the sea. Quite different from Lake Asphaltite, whose depression is 1,200 feet below the sea, it contains considerable salt, and 1/4 of the weight of its water is solid matter, its specific weight being 1,170, and, after being distilled, 1,000. Fishes are, of course, unable to live in it, and those which descend through the Jordan, the Weber, and other streams soon perish. The country around the lake was well cultivated, for the Mormons are mostly farmers, while ranches and pens for domesticated animals, fields of wheat, corn, and other cereals, luxuriant prairies, hedges of wild rose, clumps of acacias and milkwort, would have been seen 6 months later. Now the ground was covered with a thin powdering of snow. The train reached Ogden at 2 o'clock, where it rested for 6 hours. Mr. Fogg and his party had time to pay a visit to Salt Lake City, connected with Ogden by a branch road, and they spent 2 hours in this strikingly American town, built on the pattern of other cities of the Union, like a checkerboard, with the sombre sadness of right angles, as Victor Hugo expresses it. The founder of the City of the Saints could not escape from the taste for symmetry which distinguishes the Anglo-Saxons. In this strange country, where the people are certainly not up to the level of their institutions, everything is done squarely: cities, houses, and follies. The travelers, then, were promenading, at 3 o'clock, about the streets of the town built between the banks of the Jordan and the spurs of the Wasatch Range. They saw few or no churches, but the Prophet's mansion, the courthouse, and the arsenal, blue brick houses with verandas and porches, surrounded by gardens bordered with acacias, palms, and locusts. A clay and pebble wall, built in 1853, surrounded the town, and in the principal street were the market and several hotels adorned with pavilions. The place did not seem thickly populated. The streets were almost deserted, except in the vicinity of the temple, which they only reached after having traversed several quarters surrounded by palisades. There were many women, which was easily accounted for by the peculiar institution of the Mormons, but it must not be supposed that all the Mormons are polygamists. They are free to marry or not, as they please, but it is worth noting that it is mainly the female citizens of Utah who are anxious to marry, as, according to the Mormon religion, maiden ladies are not admitted to the possession of its highest joys. These poor creatures seem to be neither well off nor happy. Some, the more well-to-do, no doubt, wore short, open, black silk dresses, under a hood or modest shawl, others were habited in Indian fashion. Passepartout could not behold without a certain fright these women, charged, in groups, with conferring happiness on a single Mormon. His common sense pitied, above all, the husband. It seemed to him a terrible thing to have to guide so many wives at once across the vicissitudes of life, and to conduct them, as it were, in a body to the Mormon paradise with the prospect of seeing them in the company of the glorious Smith, who doubtless was the chief ornament of that delightful place, to all eternity. He felt decidedly repelled from such a vocation, and he imagined, perhaps he was mistaken, that the fair ones of Salt Lake City cast rather alarming glances on his person. Happily, his stay there was but brief. At 4 the party found themselves again at the station, took their places in the train, and the whistle sounded for starting. Just at the moment, however, that the locomotive wheels began to move, cries of "Stop! Stop!" were heard. Trains, like time and tide, stop for no one. The gentleman who uttered the cries was evidently a belated Mormon. He was breathless with running. Happily for him, the station had neither gates nor barriers. He rushed along the track, jumped on the rear platform of the train, and fell, exhausted, into one of the seats. Passepartout, who had been anxiously watching this amateur gymnast, approached him with lively interest, and learned that he had taken flight. After an unpleasant domestic scene, When the Mormon had recovered his breath, Passepartout ventured to ask him politely how many wives he had, for, from the manner in which he had decamped, it might be thought that he had 20 at least.
1, sir.
Replied the Mormon, raising his arms heavenward.
1, and that was enough.
That concludes Chapter 25. The Project Gutenberg ebook of Around the World in 80 Days, by Jules Verne. This ebook is for the use of anyone anywhere in the United States and most other parts of the world at no cost and with almost no restrictions whatsoever. You may copy it, give it away or reuse it under the terms of the Project Gutenberg license included with this ebook or online at www.gutenberg.org. If you are not located in the United States, you'll have to check the laws of the country where you are located before using this ebook. Title: Around the World in 80 Days. Author: Jules Verne. Release date: January 1, 1994. Ebook number 103, most recently updated August 6, 2021. Language: English. Remember, this audio drama is video enhanced with Plotagonstory and August X Labs. Watch exclusively on x.com/mindoverjohnpod. Simply click the link highlights and load the episode. Don't worry, this link is in the description of this podcast you're listening to. I got you. Our thanks to Jay Kane for permission sharing his talent with the world. Now we invite you to subscribe on YouTube to experience the music, follow on X for some daily inspiration. If you like, you can show your support on this podcast, then do so by subscribing to us on mindoverjohn.substack.com/subscribe. Until next chapter, stream on.